Hi, welcome guys, welcome to my new video about the upgrade of an old ATS120 receiver I reviewed in one of my previous videos. Today it's going to be a video about the ATS120, which is an upgraded model of the ATS100. In this video I will show you the new features of the ATS120, what is much better than on the ATS100 and what is not. So I hope that you will enjoy this video, and the link for this receiver you will find down in the video description, so keep watching. So let me firstly show you what is the main difference in the shape of the body of ATS100 and ATS120. The first thing you will notice on the new radio is a pretty large display, or the screen, which is compared to the ATS100 really big one. This is not a touch display, this is the touch display, and offers you a much more features than the ATS100. The ATS100 has just the one button, and with this button and knob in one, you just adjust all the features, settings and so on in the ATS100. This was not pretty handy, and you just cannot do some other things like with the touch display, like an input or direct input frequency, which is one of many advancements of on the ATS120. By the way, you can see here a little problem. This is not a problem of the manufacturer. Just shortly before recording of this video, this radio fell down to the rocks, and I damaged a little bit the body of this great receiver. Anyway, this ATS120 comes with also 3 additional hard buttons, and also it has a soft buttons inside of the software. You see that the knob on top is a plasticky, and I will change this knob for this rubbery knob, which is much better for fingers when you tune. It's much better grip. So yeah, definitely I will change. This will be my first modification on this receiver. Here you can see a USB charge port, which is the USB-C, very common, and LED. This is a new feature because the ATS100 doesn't have an LED lamp on top. Yeah, the LED lamp becomes to be very popular on the Chinese radios, as you know, the Baofeng and the others VHF handheld radios. So just a short or brief push of the power button, you see that the lamp starts shining. Okay, here on top you see the port for earphones, and also it is like an FM antenna. Here the antenna, the whip antenna, or the telescopic whip. The other thing is the speaker. A speaker is the same as on ATS100, and the sound of both radios, I will say, is pretty the same. On the bottom you can see only the port for an antenna, and also you can plug in the ferrite antenna for long waves or middle waves bands, broadcast radios. Okay, so now let me turn on both radios, and I will show you the firmware, how it looks like in ATS100 compared to the ATS120. Well, let me turn on the radio by long press of the power button on top, and you see that the bootloader just loaded, and here you can see the firmware screen, which is pretty nice, fully colorful, and you see that many features right here underneath the S-meter and the frequency readout. By short pressing of this knob, you see here you can adjust the volume on the receiver, and also if you push this knob, you see that the SQUELCH is possible to adjust, and it's a really good thing that this receiver uses the SQUELCH feature also in SSB mode. And other click, you will return back to the frequency readout. So right here on the screen you see the S-meter, which is a pretty fine S-meter compared to an old ATS120. The ATS120 doesn't have a real-time S-meter. It has something like S-meter. You see here the signal, but it is really terrible, and it doesn't say what signal actually you are listening to. And the refresh rate is terrible on the ATS120. But here you see that the refresh rate is like a real time. I will show you that when I connect the antenna or will use this whip. So here on the bottom you can notice the features, and let me explain the main features of this receiver. So you see here the ham, and this is the band stack for ham radio bands, and if you push this button you will see these all bands which are used in amateur radio hobby. One very interesting thing is, why is here 16 meters when it is 17 meters like see here? Okay, I don't know. And also, why is here 14 meters when it is 15 meters actually? So I don't know. If you go here you will see that you are on 21 megahertz, which is 15 meters band. Here you can see the stack of the bands, shortwave bands or FM bands, actually a broadcast. So here you see that the FM, if you go to FM, you will notice and receive the signals on FM band, which is actually 3 meters band. If you go back to the band, you see that you can receive the long waves, middle waves, and the other short waves band. You see here the 11 meters. This is a broadcast band. 11 meters is not actually like 27555. It's just a broadcast band. The frequency is C25.8. And if you go to CB, it is AM. Yeah, the disadvantage of this receiver is that it doesn't have FM demodulation on CB or short waves. So if you go to, where is that, a mode, you see that you can use only LSB, USB, AM and CW. So it's impossible to use FM on CB bands. Okay, then there's the short waves. Then you can go to a frequency button and directly input the frequency right here from the keyboard. This was really impossible with the ATS120. Here you have only the stack for ham radio bands and for the shortwave broadcast band, and by pushing this knob here you will choose the band you wish to listening. For example, like here. Okay, but you see that there is no directly input frequency possibility. So yeah, you just have to turn and turn and turn the knob to get the frequency you wish to listen. So let's go back to the ATS120. You have to confirm with the OK button, and then you're on the desired frequency. If I wish to go to 14.200, you see that it is in kilohertz. Confirm with the OK, and you're back on short waves, and which is a very good thing that this radio memorize also the mode. So if you go to 40 meters, 80 meters, 160 meters, radio will turn this frequency in the right modulation. So here we are in upper sideband, and if we go to, let's say, 7/100, the radio will turn in LSB. I don't know if you see that. Yeah, it is in LSB here. So this is a very good thing that it's pre-programmed in this receiver. We have here the BFO, which is also very important, especially in this kind of receivers. The BFO you can adjust for a specific band. This is the very big advantage against the ATS100. It doesn't memorize the BFO settings on each band, so you will just program the BFO ons, and then if you return back to this mode and to this band, you will see that it will memorize your previous settings. Because if you go to 40 meters, the BFO settings will be different than if you go to 20 meters or 10 meters. This is the reason why is that so important that this new receiver, the ATS120, does memorize the settings of the BFO. Okay, the BFO, what is the BFO? This is actually an additional oscillator which allows you to receive the single sideband signals on amateur radio bands. And if you do not use the BFO, the signals coming in different frequency, like when I transmit on 14.200 and I want to receive me on this receiver without a proper BFO setting, I will receive me deeper or higher like audio. And this is why the BFO is used, because you can adjust the correct frequency and correct sound of the station with this BFO setting. And this BFO setting varies between the bands, and the new receiver memorize the settings for you for your next use if you change the band and if you will return back to this band. Very nice, thank you. Okay, next is the step. The step is not really used, BFO, okay. Step is not used in single sideband because the step is adjustable by your finger. Because we have a touch screen, and it was not possible to do that with this receiver, but with this receiver you can change the step. Normally we are working with 1 kilohertz. If you touch here, you see that you can tune this receiver by 10 hertz. Perfect. This was impossible to do with the ATS100. Okay, so here with this new receiver we have 10 hertz and 100 hertz tuning, which is also a new feature of the ATS120. And if you click or push this frequency 1 kilohertz digit, you see that the 1 kilohertz is switched. So if you are not using the BFO, you can use also this kind of tuning, but it will not memorize. This is the problem. Okay, next thing is the bandwidth. Yeah, this radio comes really with the DSP technology, so it allows you to change the bandwidth. And as you see here in SSB, you can switch between 0.5 kilohertz, 500 hertz wideband, up to 4 kilohertz wideband. So it's really nice filter here, and I tested and it works pretty good. Really nice receiver and filter bandwidth selection. Okay, then we have the AGC. Actually, I noticed that the AGC effect somehow on the FM band and also on AM band, I didn't notice any big difference on the single sideband of the AGC. This is the automatic gain control, and it doesn't work, or seems like it doesn't work on SSB mode. Attenuator. So the ATT is not working on the single sideband. It just, you see here, it just can be set, but there is no any significant, or there is any difference. The attenuator is used in AM mode, in a broadcast reception, or the broadcast station reception, and also in FM broadcast bands. Yeah, there you can notice that if you receive a strong FM station very close to your QTH, you can use the attenuator, and it really works on this band. Well, then we have a mode, and we have a mute. So it will just mute the audio of this receiver. The volume settings, so of course you can see the settings directly from the screen, or just while pushing this knob here multiple times. Yeah, but this volume have to be turned off. And here we have the volume. So this is the second way how you can adjust this. All right, the next list of the features is right here. So here we have a scan, so you can also set the scans here in the setup button right here. Here we have a light button, so you can also adjust the brightness of the screen. Wow, this is very good feature also, especially during the night. So beautiful feature that you can here see this meter, how the brightness is changing. Okay, here we have it, the SQUELCH, but I showed you that if you push this knob, the SQUELCH will appear also in this way. The next thing is the retro. Yeah, it's a very nice for the old schoolers, people who likes the retro style, like an analog display. I see that the radio stations right here are just for an Italian operators living in Roma. It's not for our QTH. So here, if you choose the city, you can choose the city where are you living in, and then you can see the stations on the retro mode. Good. Then we can go back, and yeah, we can see the info. You see that info about your processor inside, width and so other things is not very important right now. Here we have the FM, so if you wish to go to the FM and listening the broadcast station. And this way I would like to say that the ATS120 has really great receiver for FM. So those of you who are interested in listening the FM DX stations, this receiver has a great receiver, perfect selectivity and sensitivity, and also you can use an attenuator in this receiver. I tested it and it works pretty well. Okay, next we have memo, and here you can memorize frequencies you low to tune. You can memorize, I think, 75 memories. I think, yeah, it should be 75 memories in this data bank. Well, now I will show you how the setup is working here. So by pressing the setup, you will go to this setup menu, and it offers a lot of very interesting features of this receiver. So on the first page of the setup, you see the FM start on 64 megahertz. So you can just listen much wider bands, especially in some parts of the world. It's not used in Central Europe, but it's very good to know that this radio allows you to listen to on 64 megahertz or from 64 megahertz up to 108 megahertz. Seek AM by 1 kilohertz, and if you wish to go to the second page, you have to turn this knob, and you're currently on the second page. RTS only FM button. Yeah, the RDS, actually I didn't see any RDS feature while I was listening FM broadcast. I don't know, maybe I just didn't find it, but there was no RDS. Digit backlight, if you wish to have a I will show you that it's digit backlight. Always if you change something here, you have to go to exit and confirm that you wish to save the changes. So the digit backlight is, I don't know if it's, yeah, I don't know if it's visible right here. Yeah, something like, I don't like it. It's pretty confusing then, especially in the bright light. So I don't like this feature, but it is there. So if you go here and the second page, you have here the digit backlight. Then we have a memo in preset. I have it, and you see that I have a memo in the menu. Retro language, I don't know actually for what is that good. Maybe it's not for, this is like maybe Russian language. This is not for an English. Okay, second page is display setting. So here you can use also the screensaver. Yeah, this radio has a nice graphic screensaver after time which you will choose. Then you can choose between the screensaver and display light off. I prefer a display light off, but you have to turn off the screensaver. Screensaver time, you can see that it's 32 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then back again on 30 seconds. Okay, and here, guys, this is a wonderful feature. The vertical screen, very good feature, especially for those of you who are using an external antenna connected to this radio. The question is, why is it good? So if you connect here to the antenna, you will just put your radio on the table in this way. Here will be connected the antenna, and if you go to the vertical screen off and go to exit and confirm, you see, very nice. I like this feature very and I use this feature very often while I was testing this radio before recording. Okay, so we have a horizontal screen right now. Okay, go back to the setup and rotate to, yeah, here is the display. Then we go back to the scan, and you see that you can adjust the scan features and options. Then we have a hardware, so the Wi-Fi is on, actually now is off, but I didn't test if this radio really works on Wi-Fi. I don't know. Battery show, yeah, this is a very good feature. So you will see also the battery voltage on the screen from now. Beeper on, I don't like it, by beeping, by touching of display. And bright display power, actually I don't know for what is good this feature. And the last thing here is the setup of the Bluetooth, and yeah, this radio has an additional Bluetooth module inside. It has an internal Bluetooth module, and this Bluetooth is used for an external Bluetooth speakers. Very good feature. Yeah, you can connect this receiver with a Bluetooth speaker and listen in much better audio quality. So you have to Bluetooth power on, and then by pressing this knob here, this radio will pair with an external speaker. Excellent. Okay, next is the default, and this is the last page of the setup. So if you wish to load the default memo, or if you wish to reset to factory settings. Okay, that's all about the settings and the menu. Well, the internal battery inside this receiver is 1400 milliamp hour battery, of course Li-on battery or flat battery. And you see here also the percentage of the battery right here, and if you touch this icon you will see also the voltage, not just the percentage but also the voltage. Also perfect feature. If you go to FM, you will see that FM offers a different bandwidth, which is also a very good feature for FM DX listeners. And if you can change between 110 kilohertz, 84 kilohertz, 40 kilohertz, 60 kilohertz, or just switch to auto and it will works, I think, normally with 110. Yeah, very good feature for FM listeners. And on the final, let me explain or reveal a best advancements on this receiver. This receiver comes with a new LNA, which is a preamp for all bands, short waves, middle waves, long waves, and also FM. If you double press this button here, a small icon will appear on the screen right here next to the battery. You see that LNA here? This LNA improves dramatically reception on short waves and also FM band, especially if you are using just a short vertical whip. Perfect feature. I will show you how it works. The second feature, the best thing on this receiver is that tuning 1 kHz mute is gone. Yeah, that was a really big problem of my every cheap Chinese radios. The mute every 1 kHz is very boring. I don't like it. And finally, this upgrade comes without those mutes. I will show you that also in a while while tuning the radio. So let me tune the radio on short waves and use the whip antenna, and then to connect the magnetic loop into this socket here. Well, I'm receiving on the whip antenna, only the whip antenna here. I think the length is maybe 40, maybe 50 centimeters long, and I have a Russian station right here, and you will see how the LNA, or actually a preamp, is working on this band. You will see the difference between preamp off and preamp on. This is preamp off, and this is preamp on. Preamp off, preamp on. Preamp off, preamp on. Preamp off, preamp on. Actually, the station disappeared with preamp off. This is really good feature for this receiver. Good. So the next thing is to tune across the band without 1 kHz mute. You see? Preamp off, preamp on. Very nice difference. Yeah, seems like the band is very quiet. Okay, now I will show you something what I don't like on this receiver. If I go up to 280, you will notice the cross modulation from FM band or maybe from AM band, I'm not sure. And here we have this cross modulation. And a little higher again. Yeah. As you can see, this cross modulation, like the receiver is overloaded by a strong signals from FM or AM bands, but it happens also when the preamp is off. It's not so strong, but it's still there. Yeah, it's still there. If I go a little down, this just disappear. I don't know, something like switch off and switch on. I don't know what is that. And it's gone. You see that? Something like switch on and something like switch off. The cross modulation will appear and then just will disappear. And it disappear. And now it's here. And disappear. And again. Is here and disappear. I feel that something like a switch between input filters is causing this problem. Okay, now let me connect a magnetic loop into the side of the receiver, and I will switch to a horizontal mode. So here is the MC20 magnetic loop antenna, and now I will connect this antenna to my receiver. Here you can see this adapter. Actually, you can buy this adapter from AliExpress, as I did. And also I can put the link down into the video description. And I will switch this receiver into a horizontal screen on setup. And the second page, no, third page, vertical screen, turn off, exit, save changes, and we are in horizontal screen. Okay, of course I need to tune the antenna first for its maximum noise. Okay, here it is. This is the maximum noise, and let me tune across. Yeah, the cross modulation is much better when I use the magnetic loop, because the magnetic loop is a tuned antenna for a specific band, and it doesn't receive anything outside of this band. When you see that this signal is out of the frequency, you have to go to step 10 Hz or 100 Hz, and you can tune station properly. what happened when I turn off the preamp. See that signal's going down, but okay, the station stopped working.
20 miles east of Cambridge, at Ruffin Town Museum. The club call sign is Golf Bravo Zero Radio Tango Mike. We are on QRZ, so you can look up all the information there, Joe. Back to you. Okay, thanks for all the information. Clear to Cambridge. I got it, clear to Cambridge. Okay, I'll look at the correct.com.
A BFO can be used as also.
Thank you very much for calling in, Joe. And I hope the weather's a bit better over there than it is here. CQ. This is Golf Bravo Zero Radio Tango Mike. Golf Bravo Zero Radio Tango Mike. Caller CQ is standing by.
And by pressing again the BFO, setting will memorize.
Echo Ocean, lovely strong signal, 59 plus. Back to you.
I can always read you. My name here is Andy, Alpha November, Delta Yankee, UTH 35 kilometers west of Bonn City, and in the countryside, about 400 meters above sea level, sitting in my car, and I'm using a quarter-wave mobile antenna with a magnetic foot mounted on the roof of my car. Microphone back to you, Delta Lima 3, Kilo Delta Hotel Mobile. Oh, Roger, Andy. Roger, Andy. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for your call. Yes, you see, 5x7, 5x2. No problem. My call is 5 watt. At this moment, use 5 watt and vertical antenna. Existing propagation to Europe on 20 meters.
Okay, so let me tune the AM station, how it sounds like here on this receiver. So we are on 25 meter band, which is broadcast band, and we have here a station. I don't know what kind of station is here, but it has a good signal. As you can see here, we can change the bandwidth between 1 to 6 kilohertz, and it sounds pretty good for this tiny speaker right here.
یا گروه‌های نیابتی مورد حمایتش محافظت کنه برای عربستان گشاینده. این انگیزه اصلی عربستان برای تعامل با ایرانه و در نهایت برای چنین توافقی از چین کمک گرفته. اعتماد سازی هایی که در نهایت در مارس سال میلادی جاری
A tuning step can be changed also. Currently I have 1 kilohertz step, but you can use also on other options. You see that you can use 5 kilohertz step, 9 kilohertz step, and 10 kilohertz step. So for AM is standard 5 kilohertz step, but I need to reset step, and now change to 5 kilohertz. And so on. Okay, now let me show you the FM broadcast reception. Okay, due to the copyrights, I cannot play the music on FM, so I found a talking station from Hungary, which is about 30, maybe 40 kilometers away from my QTH. So here we have it.
A mozgalom lelke és motorja Samuel Gurney, bankár és politikus volt, aki saját vagyona egy részét is erre a jó célra fordította. Hozzá csatlakoztak orvosok,
And here we can switch between the filter settings. You see that the wide filter can be set to 110, 84 kilohertz, 60 kilohertz, 40 kilohertz, and auto. I'm using normally 110 to have a good selectivity, and here I will show you the selectivity on this very strong station on this band.
Wakefield ügyvéd egy 1859-ben írott tanulmányában
And here we have another station which is only 200 kilohertz away.
Az ötlet külföldön is el. Akit a Párizs.
So if you go 200 kilohertz away from the strong station, you just don't hear anything. It's a very good. And you can also see that here is a very weak station right next to the strong station, which is the selectivity very good here on the receiver.
Közösségi ellenőrzés alá vonták, és nyilvánvalóvá lett, hogy a vízellátást nem lehet egyéni kezdeményezésekkel megoldani.
And here you can compare the Texun PL330 with this ATS120. You can see also the size comparison between them. So you see that it's even smaller than the 330. There is something in the background, very weak.
Here the temperature is at 29 degrees Celsius and blue sky. Sunny at 29 degrees. Mark 7, Stock Delta Charlie 20 Papa Audible, Italy Kilo 4, Whiskey Kilo Uniform, Best 73, altitude Daniel.
Okay, I would say that sensitivity is almost the same as on the Texun 330. As you know, the Texun has the tuning mutes. Every kilohertz tuning mute, and this is not happening on this ATS120. As you can see here. Okay, so this was the ATS120 receiver. I think very good update from the ATS100. Many features, good selectivity, good sensitivity, also good preamp on this receiver, direct frequency input and many others. I like really the horizontal screen on this receiver with connected and external antenna. The ATS120 link where I purchased this radio you will find down in the video description. I hope that you enjoyed and I will see you again next time in my next video. So 73 and have fun. Bye bye. Good luck.